Hi dividend investors, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel 11 Cocoa. Remember 11 Cocoa full basket. Today we want to make another entry into our dividend investment journal. This will reflect our quarter 1 of 2024. So let's see how our basket's been filling up. Alright, remember this is not investment advice. This is just me documenting my investment journey. So before you invest, make sure you consult a financial advisor. Okay, so this is a list of our current portfolio holdings. We still have Barita Investment Limited. We have not added to that position in this quarter. We still have Carreras Limited. It's still a good investment in my opinion. So we're still holding that. And with the dividends that we're collecting, we're just investing in new companies. We have, well, Grace Kennedy is one of our newer additions to the portfolio. Last we spoke, I had maybe about 400 and something shares in Grace. We have increased that substantially over this quarter. MP Cell, Clean Caribbean Energy. We're still holding to that. We have not gotten any dividends from that, and for sure we have not gotten any price appreciation either. I think MP Cell and the management of MP Cell has not been communicating with shareholders sufficiently, I don't believe, and so we're still holding that, I guess because we can afford to hold it a little longer and see what happens. We are quite hopeful that they would have put in a bid for the, well, at least for a portion of that 100 megawatt amount of electricity that the government wants from renewable energy. I really do hope, but I don't know where they would get the cash to invest in that. I'm sure they can't come back to shareholders now to ask them for more money because they have not returned anything to shareholders. Alright, so we still wait on that, and this portfolio is a long-term retirement investment, so we do have some time to hold that. I do believe that in the near future we will get some dividends from that, but let's see. SCI, Cygnus Credit Invest, we have increased our position in Cygnus. You know the last we spoke, I did say that management, they have a way of selling ice to Eskimos, and I guess they have sold me some because I have increased my position in Cygnus. TransJamaica, the last time we spoke, TransJamaica was my active stock to watch because I was actively buying at the time. But now we're not buying TransJamaica, but we're holding firmly onto TransJamaica. TransJamaica did pay dividends. We expected, well, I expected a little more from TransJam. I think the last time we were paid 18 cents, 18.60 something, and for sure I was expecting at least 20 cents, but we just got a half of what we got last year, so we're assuming that we will get another similar payout in October, November. Hopefully they will increase that payout, but they have not started collecting on the new leg of the highway yet, and so maybe that will change something and we will get a little more payout for the third quarter of the year. So let's wait and see for that. But generally speaking, I do not think that is a bad payout. returns on Trans Jamaica is quite good. I still love PBS. PBS 9.25 is my sole US dollar portfolio entry. We still well, we have not added to that position for this quarter, but because it's the US dollar portion, I've been having a little difficulty returning the dividends to the account so I can purchase more shares. And I have decided that instead of sitting there and waiting, I will maybe use that to invest in GK. So hopefully we can do that soon and keep building our position in GK. All right, Dollar Financial Services. Dollar Financial Services is, I would say, a dividend growth stock. I think the last time we got a payout, it was 2 cents, but it has increased. It has increased to 4 cents, and so I'm quite impressed with that. Yes, the payout is small, but Dollar is a very young company, and we have confidence in the management that they will keep growing the company and returning dividends and price appreciation to shareholders. All right, we have Elite. We still have Elite. We're just holding Elite because we can afford to hold Elite, because Elite has not been doing well, and I don't think that their competition is doing well either. I think that both companies, it's just the nature of the business. Maybe these smaller companies like Elite, or maybe this type of business should just be like for a private person, because one of the things with the companies listed on the exchange is that now it becomes a public company, and it will certainly be under more scrutiny. You have to present a quarterly report, and of course investors want to see increased profit every quarter. It's not going to be like that all the time for a business. So the nature of this business, I do not think that it is maybe an ideal business to have on the stock exchange, but I have a small position that I can afford to hold, and so I'm just holding on to that until it recovers. I don't know if it will recover to the position where it was, but I'm holding it, and maybe I will try to average down, but I do not want to just average down for average down's sake, because I have to look at the opportunity cost. I could have been reinvesting some of that into GK, which is the stock I'm actively watching and purchasing. So you have to look at the opportunity cost for that. Are you gonna be averaging down on this company that you're not sure if it is going to return your investment, or it is just going to keep sliding? I would definitely prefer to put my money in GK, but for sure at some point I will need to average down in order to exit this position. Jamaica Stock Exchange, I still have that, and as I said, it's that also is a smaller position. Jamaica Stock Exchange had moved from about $20, $18 to well, like at one point, Jamaica Stock Exchange was being traded for $8 and something. So that's a huge decline in any investment, and that is one of the reasons why I think that it is important to diversify. Keep diversify. Do not just buy one stock. The last time we spoke about, if I was to hold one stock, it would to definitely be Trans Jamaica. and Transamerica is an infrastructure stock, and so if you're holding a stock like that and it's your only position, you know, it is not like it can't be 100% safe, but for sure it's safer than some of these smaller companies that we have on the exchange. All right, we have medical disposables and supplies. That has returned me negative, but I'm still holding it. There has to be something that will happen with the company to return it to even close to its last year's high. I don't know what that is going to be, but this is one of the issues I've been having with some of these companies on the stock exchange. When these companies, smaller companies, are owned by a family, you have the mother, the father, the brother, sister, everyone is employed to this company, and you find that they are all taking home reasonable salaries. Salaries are being increased year over year. You can see where there is the increase in the expenses, but you are not seeing equal returns, you know. And as I would call it, a mom and pop shop, its sole purpose is to maintain the lifestyle of a particular family. And so when these smaller companies come to the exchange, you find that it doesn't return a lot to shareholders, because the aim of the company, you know, of holding the company, is not to return a profit to shareholders. It is basically to maintain the lifestyle of these families. And so sometimes it's better to keep out of these smaller companies where it employs everyone in the family and it gives them a title and they all enjoy the perks of the company, but nothing is returned to shareholders. And recently I saw an article about a company that has not returned anything to shareholders over 10 years. you know, but the expenses, especially the expenses related to management salaries and so on, those have been increasing year over year, but nothing has been returned to shareholders. And I think that it is quite sad, because when these companies come to market for IPO, they come and they ask the public to, you know, to take a stake in their company. They use this money to invest and to grow the company to a reasonable position where they can make money, but they never return anything to shareholders. And I think that is quite sad. That is quite sad. Okay, next I have Main Event Entertainment Limited. Main Event, I just have a small position, and I've been wanting to buy Main Event for a while now, but I have not been able to, for some reason. Maybe I've been seeing better companies on the exchange that I want to buy, but I've just taken a very small position into Main Event, just to show my intent. You know, it's the same thing with Grace. When I first bought Grace, it was a single share that I bought. I bought a single share because I said to myself, I want to start buying Grace. And after I bought that single share, then I started to add to my position. And so that is my intention with Meg. Maybe if I see a better investment at the time when I have cash, I will choose to buy something else. But for now, Main Event is on our watch list, and we just want to keep it there. And if we find cash that we can invest into Main Event, we will certainly do so. But for now, we have just taken a very very small minute position in main event. So when we get to that point, we will decide whether we want to continue with main event or we just want to buy something else. Okay, so let's talk about some of the changes we have made to the portfolio for this quarter. So we have sold something. We have sold Mailpack. You know, I have been holding Mailpack for a while, but then I realized that I was thinking to myself that my average cost of Mailpack was too high. I've been holding Mailpack for a while, and I can't say that Mailpack was a bad investment. The dividend that it returned was a fair dividend, but one of the things too with Mailpack is that I continued to average down. Well, my average price, my initial average cost when I bought Mailpack was not very good, and so I did average down a bunch on Mailpack. I've been averaging down on Mailpack in order to exit my position. And when Mailpack announced that they were going to acquire a new company, I think it's MyCart, then I thought to myself that maybe I would keep Mailpack. And they're saying that whatever earnings from MyCart would be accretive to shareholders immediately. That is good also, but I don't know if Mailpack is the best company that I could be investing in now. Even though they have acquired this new company. Well, Mailpack is a leader in the e-commerce space, and then they're saying that MyCart was like the second runner-up to Mailpack, and they have acquired that, which I think would make a formidable company. But when I look at the companies that I want to invest in, I usually use like a top-down approach where I look at the industry, I see if that is an industry I want to invest in. Then I look at the stocks that are listed under that industry, and then I will choose the best of those companies. Well, what I think is the best of those companies. And because I was listening to Kalila Reynolds has a show, and she made mention of the fact now that some person in Portmore or someplace, they were actually purchasing items from abroad that were being shipped directly to them. And I was thinking to myself that if Amazon is going to ship directly to Jamaica, then Mailpack is going to have a very stiff competition. I don't even know if that would still be competition, because I guess they would be totally wiped out by that. But then maybe Mailpack could still do well. I'm thinking that if Mailpack goes below $2, I may consider repurchasing it. But at the time I held Mailpack, it was, in my view, too expensive. Or maybe it's just that I was very happy to see the price of Mailpack above my average purchase price, and I just decided to sell and get out of it, But I don't think that Mailpack is a bad junior market stock to purchase. I think that it made a fair return, and I have sold out of that position. But I have bought some new companies. GK, I have bought. I think last we spoke, I had like 400 something shares of GK. We've increased that position to a little over 5,000 shares. So we are definitely building our position in GK, which we are looking forward to continuing to do. So we have bought some more Cygnus Investment Limited. Cygnus Investment, I guess someone sold me some ICE, because when I sold out of Mailpack, I basically used that fund to purchase SCI. SCI was going for was being sold at a discount on that day. But you know what? SCI has always been at a discounted price. You know, it's been at a discounted price for a while, but I guess it was further discounted on the day. I did buy some more SCI, and it did return me a good dividend, because I think I got that just in time, you know, so I could get some dividends from that. And as I said before, I did make a purchase into Meg. It's a very small position. As I said before, it's just to show my intent that I want to invest in this company, or I'm just watching to see what will happen with this company, so I can keep buying or maybe just remove it from my portfolio. But for now, these are the companies. Well, Mailpack is the one company I sold, and these are the companies GK, SCA, and Meg that I've bought into for this quarter. Okay, let's continue to talk. We want to talk a little today about the company Grace Kennedy, or GK. We say that GK is in fact a blue chip company. It's been around since 1922. You know how many years that is? And over 100 years, you know. And so buying into GK for me at this point is a no-brainer, because that is the direction in which I am now moving my portfolio. So for sure, we wanna invest more into more blue chip companies that are stable and that are still growing, even though they may be growing a bit slower than smaller companies. We still do have confidence in the management. GK has a market capitalization of $73.3 billion, and so you know, I don't think that we can go wrong with GK. You know, GK's earning for 2023 has topped the $150 billion mark. You know, if you convert that to US dollars, it would be $1 billion US dollars. And so the management at Grace Kennedy is quite upbeat with the future of GK and where they are taking the company in the near future. GK has a mission, man, 2030 vision, and I want to be right there with that 2030 vision. The earnings and the dividend yield right now is, if you take the price of Grace in the last couple of days, it will turn out to be about 2.8%. And well, that is not a huge dividend, but Grace right now is in a growth mode, and we want to grow with the company. Dividend is small, but we want to be a part of this journey with GK, and so we have purchased. Well, my goal is to acquire 10,000 shares of GK Out of that 10,000, we have already purchased 5,558 stock. It's not bad. You know, I remember the day I purchased a single share of GK, and I said that this is the company that I want to be purchasing next. And we have, you know, amassed a good 5,000 shares already. We still have a long way to go, but I do think that with the constant dividend payouts of the other companies and whatever capital injection I have on my side, then by the end of this year, I think that we should reach our goal of 10,000 shares. I am not sure if I want to stop at 10,000 shares. If the price of Grace is anywhere less than $80, I think that I'll just keep buying until it gets to $80, and then I'll just stop buying. Some people may say that I'm crazy, you know, and maybe I am crazy for doing that. Last, I remember once I was speaking to these two guys. Danai Hall is a very good advisor, I have been told, and Randy. I was having a chat with them one day, and I said that I bought TransJam and I've gotten to $1.75 and I want to stop there. And then I asked me this question: why would you want to stop there now? And because I did not want my average purchase price to go over a certain amount, and so I actually stopped there. And he asked me that question, and then I'm looking back now and I'm like, wow, I should have kept buying TransJam at that time. I missed out, and that's okay, because that's how the market is. Market, you know, throws you an opportunity, and you need to grab it with both hands, because you get up the next morning and you look at this stock and then you are not even able to afford it. You know, so GK for sure. GK has a vision 2030. They want to list on a overseas exchange. We don't know which exchange yet, and so because of that, I'm expecting much price appreciation, at least 100%, because for GK to get from $75 to $150, and that's just a rough calculation that I am doing in my head, that for GK to get to 155 in order for it to be at $1, then it would definitely double my purchase price. And so I do think that I will be able to, in a few years, get some price appreciation from that, at least 100%. I am looking for a little more than that though, for sure, because for GK to be listed on an overseas exchange, it can't be less than $1 US. I am thinking that it should be $2 US, not $1 US. So purchasing GK right now, I think is a steal. Lots of people will listen to the videos that I make, but just a few persons may subscribe, and I appreciate my subscribers for sure. This channel wasn't made for like a huge audience. It's just for just sharing my views, and the few people who wish to come along on this journey with me, I appreciate them very much. I would like to say hello to my good friend Latoya. I hope that she takes a listen to this pretty soon, and I know that she'll be correcting my English and so on, but that's okay. That's what I like, actually. And so as I said before, I'm sharing for sure, but I'm just making predictions. It's not like I have any crystal ball looking into, but I've been following GK for a while, and I do expect some dividends increase, because last last I saw, I listened to the investor briefing of GK, the Don Webby. He stated that he wanted to look at the dividend yield for GK because he was thinking that the dividend yield for companies in the Caribbean were small, and he wanted to increase the dividend payout for GK. And I noticed that there is a dividend consideration, I think, and they're looking at 55, is it 55 cents per share payout. I think the last payout was 52 cents. So increasing slowly but surely, for sure. And I do think that he will want to increase the dividends further. And so that is why I'm expecting in short order that dividends for GK, well, at least when it gets to 2030, we should at least have 5% payout for dividends. But I'm liking the vision for GK. I'm liking the vision for GK for Jamaica too, because that would be a big deal for Jamaica to have a staple company like GK being listed on a foreign exchange. For sure, it would definitely go well for the company and for the country. I am really looking forward to that, and I want to be a part of that journey. But I can tell you that I am not the only one who wants to be a part of that journey. If I went on X, formerly Twitter, and I noticed that there's a guy on X who calls himself the GK King. And I found that to be quite interesting. And he's been posting everything about Grace, every article, everything that he can find, he posts. And one of the interesting things I noticed that he posts something about his NHT returns. For sure, he's going to use his NHT return to purchase some Grace. And I think that for young people, looking at this as an opportunity to use those little payouts to purchase shares in a company, I think is a wonderful thing. So he calls himself a GK King. I don't know, maybe I'm the GK Queen, but that's okay, because he has posted too that he has bought some shares in GK, and he will buy from now until 2030. And I think that he and I are on the same boat right now, because I'm thinking that I want to be buying GK until 2030, definitely, because we want to amass, unless the share price goes, because I don't think that we'll be able to buy it until, well we can, but the price will definitely start appreciating before 2030, when persons realize that this is not just a dream. This is something that is going to actually happen. Then they will want to get on the boat. But at that price, will they be able to afford it? So GK King, I like your vision, and you have taken over your entire space there with GK. That's the only thing you have posted. And I do find that funny, but I do have a lot of respect for that man. He's convicted. He's convinced that this is going to be a good company to hold in the future. And I believe the same. Alright, so we have a similar setup like last year. So we are showing how much dividends we have received from each company in our portfolio. For quarter one, the first quarter in 2024, we have received 1,500 from Barita, is a small position there. We've received 31,000 from Carreras. That's not a bad payout at all. Dollar Financial Services, we've received 9,000, and that is definitely an increased, this is definitely an increase of about 100%, because I think that last time was it 2 cents that they pay, and this time it is 4 cents. So definitely I am impressed. I'm impressed with Dollar Financial Services. Elite hasn't paid us anything. I don't know what's happening with Elite. I'm just holding it. GK, because we only had a small number of shares at the time. I think that we had 400 something shares of GK. They have paid us $205, and that's okay. I remember this very small dividends when I start to get reap good benefits from GK. All right, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, they've paid us, wow, they've paid us $995. Main Event Entertainment, wow, we have invested a total of $343.20 into Main Event Entertainment Company Limited, and that's okay. Because as I told you before, I invested my first purchase in Grace was 1 share. This is just to show intent, and that's okay. Medical disposable and supplies, I am quite disappointed. That's okay. Wow. MP Cell, Clean Caribbean Energy, has not paid us anything, and they have not communicated well with shareholders. Well, they have not been communicating well with shareholders at all. I'm just in there holding. I do hope that they have put in a bid for producing some of that clean energy that the government wants to produce on the JPS. I do hope, because I don't know where they will get the money from, because they have not returned anything to shareholders yet. We're still in the red for MPCell, and they are very poor at communicating with shareholders. But I'm holding. I do think that eventually we'll get something from that. Signals Credit Invest, I did tell you, man. I told you that I reinvested, all of my money from meal pack into Signals, and it has paid off well in the short term. I did buy some of the ice. It has not melted yet. It's still going, maybe because it's cold. So TransJam, well, this is what we expected and a little more, but I do think that this is a reasonable payout from TransJam. I'm not complaining at all. Okay, so year to date, after the first quarter of the year 2024, we've received 146,000, and I will say that going for quarter 2, we won't get to this amount, for sure not, because Signals won't pay, TransJamaica won't pay, so most of those companies won't actually pay again until, Signals will pay in the 3rd quarter, and TransJam will also pay in the 3rd quarter. So we expect a similar amount for the 3rd quarter of this year. 2nd quarter, not so much, but we will take what we get. We have had one payout so far of PBS 9.25, $243 in US. If you notice down here, capital gains, we haven't bought any companies down there yet. We just want to run an experiment, not just. Okay, so this chart will show the value of the different positions that we hold in different companies. TransJam and Signals, they carry the weight of this portfolio. Carreras also has a huge chunk, but the others were there last year. Well, we've taken out Mailpack, but I'm definitely very proud of my GK position. My GK position has increased a bunch. It is now 7% of the portfolio. When we speak again after the second quarter dividends, I expect it to be at least 10% of the portfolio. So not bad, not bad. I would like to round this portfolio out a little more. You know, some of the larger companies, well, we won't sell out of them, but we want to increase our position in some of the smaller companies, and we would like to sell out of some of these companies too. Definitely. You know, but we want to average down on some of them, but we have to look at that carefully, because we don't want to be averaging down on a company that is dying, you know. So we need to look at that. The last company I averaged down on was Millpack. I was confident that we would get back to a point where I could sell out of Millpack, and so I averaged down in Millpack. That worked out well, so I want to average down, you know, in one of these other companies that I want to sell out of. But then, as I said before, you have to look at the opportunity cost. Should I be buying into Grace, you know, when the price is right, like about now, or should I be averaging down on some company that is, I don't think that is going to serve me well in the future? So I do need to look at that, and I do need to spend my money wisely. So we will take some time and consider that, but for now we're certainly pumping our resources into GK for, you know, 2030, because we have a vision. Okay, PBS 9.25 is still our sole US dollar investment in the portfolio, and we're quite comfortable with this position, so we're just holding it for now. And interestingly, as I said before, that I've had some difficulty in reinvesting the dividends from PBS back into PBS, and so I have redirected some of those dividends to purchase some more GK. I think that I will do that this week, and it will be a substantial for this portfolio. You know, so we want to definitely, well, we have put our money to work in PBS 9.25, because you know that we're not going to get, even though we have some price appreciation there, we won't get a lot of that. And so as the dividend payouts are made, we can always use that money to reinvest into something else. And our initial investment is there, and I think that it is pretty safe. Well, as safe as it gets. There's no guarantee in investing, for sure, but it is as safe as it gets, and we can hold it there, you know, and just use the payouts to invest into something else. You know, it's not a bad thing at all. I like my PBS position, and I like the dividends that I. Okay, so this is our dividend our dividends for 2023 was $486,372.80 for the entire year of 2023. That's not bad at all. I am encouraged by that. And for this first quarter 2024, we have received a total of $182,622.49. I am very encouraged by that. Soon I'll be able to retire and live off of dividends. What do you? All right, dividend investors, remember 1 cocoa, full basket. And for all those who have joined me for this new episode, I would like to thank you so very much. I'd like to thank my good friends Latoya and Janice. I believe that they will be viewing this new episode, my new entry. Thank you so much for joining. And I noticed that I've increased in my general subscribership. Well, just this channel wasn't meant to be like a huge, commercial for profit kind of a thing. It's just to share my journey, and for those who wish to follow along, I hope that you are investing also. And I hope that if you have other companies in mind that you think would be a good addition, whether to your portfolio or mine, drop me a comment, and we will talk again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.